Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Wantless, where, if I'm honest, I kind of don't even remember the end of the last episode. I've been dealing with some health issues lately, and I got hit by just like an unreal wave of fatigue at the end of that last one. So sorry if I was flagging visibly, perceptibly. But it seems like we have 2 unspent learning points here. So let's learn. The plan was to head through this area. Yeah, we got our trust. Head through this area and start picking up this stuff that plays with afflictions. I think that's still probably a pretty reasonable plan. I sure would like to have another level of resourcefulness. So I think, yeah, these are both perfectly reasonable points. Maybe a little bit unexciting, but reasonable points on the way to a reasonable thing. Oh, we do have that dull mind key. I could have cracked right through here. Enemies spread their afflictions on death. I mean, I kind of feel like we do want that. We could dull mind key in a different direction, right? We could go through some resoluteness up toward what's over here. Allies have patience, which grants plus 50 max HP per unique positive effect on allies. I am wondering, since it specifies maximum HP, I'm wondering, like, when we summon a ranger in, and there's like a bunch of buffs on me or whatever from a totem, whatever. Does that mean the ranger summons in with like 200 of 400 HP, or will it at summon time get the max HP and then be summoned at full health? Because I think that makes a big difference as to whether or not this is good for us. I mean, the effect power thing is pretty good, and we do apply a lot of different weird effects on enemies. Yeah, that might be a thing worth doing. Right now, I want to focus on this, or we could use the dull mind key to get access to multiple identical affliction effects. That's also cool. Yeah, all right. So, dealer's shop. I was looking at this a little bit before starting recording. I don't know that any of this stuff is super exciting, the shard stuff. Obviously, this is a pretty cool obelisk totem, but I do feel like this thing is hard enough to use that I'm not necessarily interested. But available for tokens, we have just an upgraded form of the telepathic connector that we're using, and I think that's well worth the 9k, and we'll just go ahead and swap that out. Wait, that's the oldest one. Yeah, we'll go ahead and just swap that out directly. Do I want to use any of this orange stuff we picked up? I'm pretty sure the answer is no, right? Resurrecting grants a stack of hope, which seems good, but is it... What if I just didn't die, though? The pessimism driver is not amazing. But I would think that I would prefer to have stuff that keeps us alive than things that help us out after we die. Yeah, I'm a little surprised that we have this equipped, actually. It's not spectacular. We could put on our social booster over it. That's certainly an option. Now that I'm realizing we have a slot that kind of doesn't need to be the thing that it is, I'm looking back at these. I mean, it's not terrible, and our summons are putting out some afflictions. Maybe we just need to find another, like, good piece of gear. I think I'm gonna put on the social booster. And that means we can have all 4 of them active at once. Okay. The whole thing with making that kid wantless was sort of it was remarkably unceremonious. Like, I thought it was going to be a much bigger deal. We're back to normal so quickly. Anyway, I guess let's take on another patient. Let's see here. You have Grunt Automaton 2. An obelisk that's even less interesting. Days 2 is pretty cool. And 3,400 XP, it must be noted. What is the things here? Item rarity up, enemies explode on death. Enemies are shielded, could be bad, depending on how much shield we're talking about. Hit twice is potentially pretty scary. And then there's just like a lot of people who have much worse rewards. Yeah, let's take on Zephyr Ballard. What an epic patient. I still do. The game language mixing with the non-diegetic language mixing with the diegetic language. Still a little bit unsettling. I don't think we necessarily need to explore any deeper on this one either. I don't really feel worthwhile. I think let's just go and find that complacency, shall we? All right, we've dealt with complacency before. I don't remember. Okay. It's fine. We'll deal. So putting an impulse right in front of us feels like kind of a dick move to me. We have a 4 AP memory and a healing memory. I would really like to grab this next turn. I'd really like to have this first turn be something like move up to here, place the persecution rod, and then next turn run up and do a bunch more stuff, right? Like let's go ahead and stick our Loss Ranger, move to here, grab the memory, use the memory AP to put down a rogue here. Well, I can't rogue and step and chestnut buckler. And I can't interact with this stuff at a distance. Do I want to just buckler then? Or honestly, maybe I move up to here and I just throw up the mark. Yeah, let's do that. All right. We barriered our rogue before we blew an impulse up on him. Seems like the polite thing to do. And we got him marked before he went and did any invisibility shenanigans. Excellent work. Excellent work. All right. I would like to not be over here when this goes down. So let's... This stuff's not so bad. I pretty much just... I'm thinking I might blink out and grab this. Walking through the smoke's not going to hurt me, but the mechanics are actually getting to the tile I want to get to are a little complicated. So if I move to here, yeah, that lets me flashing arrow to here, summon my rogue. I guess pretty close to the boss, really. Reserve this even though I don't need the healing right now, mostly just to give AP to the rogue. All right, those are some pretty decent chunks of damage there. All right, I trust you lot. You'll handle all this. Let's throw down a bombardier. I guess I should throw him down in a place where he's getting shielded. It's very unlikely I will need to return to that area, I think. I can move up to here, and I could contribute something to the combat. What a concept. Unfortunately, our rogue suffers from the daze, and there's not much that can be done about it. But yeah, the mark has made it just like completely impossible for this dude to gimmick his way out of a fair fight. And a fair fight is something he very much does not want. Oh, hey, look, it's a problem. So he's no longer marked. I need to reapply that if I want to make sure everybody finishes him off, and I think I do. I'm just going to break this. Do that. I should have resummoned the rod over here first. This should have been earlier. And then throw a punch at... He put that thing here, right? Take that, you fool. Okay. I think that's acceptable. That is a nice, fast job. Real good rewards. Gonna get us a couple of points of reputation. But at this point, we're kind of just waiting for something to go wrong, right? Yeah, it's going to be a lot of tokens. So I think I would rather have... I do like the healing gauntlets, but I think I would rather have the Automaton 2 body, which is the thing I don't believe we have any of yet. I don't necessarily think the plus 22 power to 22% power to purity effects is going to do anything. You know what? Actually, give me the days too. And an achievement informs me that that was the first time we've cleared a transposition without taking any damage at all, which I guess is true. All right, dealer, how you doing? You got some crooked mitts. Ooh. Summon lasts plus 2 turns, plus 10% to poison, 41% power on targets affected by a mark with a break effect. I don't think I'm going to buy this. I do like the plus 2 turns, obviously. But with us having the Magnify, I feel like this much range is almost unnecessary, and I just don't want to deal with the 9 discipline weight. Maybe I'm being silly, but I think that makes sense. Let's grab some more shards. Let's head to the mind tree, and I guess grab this thing. I mean, that's a meaningful skill point, right? It always feels a little bit bad to pick up 10% chance for thing to happen. Especially when you're talking about an event that is going to be happening fewer than 10 times on most occasions. It's like an awfully large percentage of the time, it is going to be as though we did not spend that point. Alright, you have a Ranger 2 with some bonuses. A Flow. This is not exciting. We don't really need 2 Still Catalysts, I don't think. AP cost 8 is really brutal. Plus 55% power is cool, but geez. What's your deal, Eamon? Enemies inflict, break, and fragilize. And there's no XP. So this is just get rich. I don't feel like we need that, really. I kind of suspect we're going to find that none of these are interesting at all. That's a strike 4 at least. How... Tier 3 of 6. Yeah. I think we're just going to go for the 1800 XP. Increased item rarity. Enemies resist fear damage is not ideal. We definitely have some fear damage, but... We're just going to knock out a couple of real quick ones here, and we're about to hit the next level of reputation, which I'm assuming is the trigger for the next story event, probably. Definitely no reason to go exploring on this one, so we need to relieve the patient of 3 acrimony. That's you, big guy. There's a couple of memories around here that we got to be careful about. I think I'm going to go ahead and establish the bombardier. It takes him such a long time to set up to actually attack people. I feel like this is not premature. Alright, so now, is it like persecution rod? Maybe it's like persecution rod and ranger. I don't want the ranger to be in range of the impulse, but I guess as long as it's in a position where it's getting the barrier first, it's fine. Oh, right, that was 6 AP, not... okay. I did not think that through all the way. That's right, I could have summoned the rogue and stayed undetected. I definitely made an error there. All right, well, we're going live a little earlier than we thought we were. They gathered up around that impulse real nice. All right, where are you aiming your discharge? Okay, in a place where it conceivably might harm something. The memory is safe from the attacks as far as we know right now, but I should probably get over there and deal with that mania breeder. This is ugly. This, yeah, the way everything's stacked up here is really unfortunate. So I think we're going to teleport first. Maybe try to head around the side here. Drop a rogue. Do I want to target the debasement? Like we could throw a mark down on the debasement. I wasn't quite in position to hit the acrimony with it, but we could burn this thing out real fast. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. All right, good luck, everybody. Wow, apparently we needn't have worried about luck. That got accomplished. And the acrimony is also almost dead. Okay, and the enemies killed themselves on the thorns. Works for me. Hit damage inflicts break for 5 turns is kind of interesting. We're doing really well on health. Yeah, I'm gonna take weakness. Let's create some weakness in our foes. Let's also get out of here with some memories. Okay, I mean, this is not the largest number of threatening enemies we've ever seen. Let's go bombardier like across here. Do I want to move one more time before I do that? I think I do. Because I am intentionally not moving afterward. Put you down there. Nope. Okay, we're live. Well, now I wish I had moved afterward. Do I want to teleport over, actually? I was kind of thinking about it. If I teleport over, I got 3 AP left. I might want to just summon stuff this turn, honestly. Let's see how this works out. Alright, fortunately that summoner is not in a position to survive for very long. I wonder how hard that triple stack is going to tick. Alright, I mean, we have reasonable damage coming out here. And then if I move up here, I can drop the mark. Which will give them all a little bit of survivability. Drop the attack in a way that clears the box that I can move in. But then I'm definitely not going to just yet. Wow. Okay, he just tore through the flesh bond. I was not expecting the amount of damage that was going to pour through that connection. If I'm honest, I kind of forgot about it. Alright, let's pick some stuff up here. And then maybe have some words with our friend Inner. These impulse gauntlets are not very fun. I don't really need a ponder shard. It's hard to turn down knowledge. This is all of my awakening though, which means it's fine. I was gonna say it makes me a little nervous because of how little your reduced survivability when you can't res. But the first one's free, and by the time of the second one, you certainly hope that you will have developed you hope you will have killed enough enemies to have more. Alright, this play didn't work basically at all last time. I'm going to try it again. Hey, look at that. Turns out sometimes doing the same thing again is exactly what you need. I'm going to put this forward pretty aggressively, I think. All right, and then also Rogue goes here. All right, and we'll end the turn. That's giving you enough to wind up your discharge, which isn't a revealing action. Oh, that's pretty fun. That's a pretty fun space for you to have moved to. And now it's like Ranger, because we are absolutely revealing now, obviously. There aren't a lot of spaces to go that are impulse safe. Like, there's just going to be impulse damage. I could teleport myself to here, I suppose. Honestly, I don't even hate that. That's actually pretty alright. And then the question is, like, do I contribute my own pretty decent Wasp Horror Missile? Or I can't actually see how much health is going to be left in this guy because the list of effects is so tall it's blocking the health bar. Or do I buckler? I think I'm going to do this because the totem is going before the enemies do this turn. So let's just contribute some combat and also some punching, which is different than combat, apparently. Oh no, don't step. Okay, well. Okay, he moved back into barrier range. I appreciate that. Oh no, that's right. He would have been fine anyway. Unfortunately, one of my dudes fell asleep. Alright, they're feeding each other some love back and forth over there, which is weird. It's a weird thing to be doing. You're gonna draw some cynicism. I'm gonna move to here and then do the ripple in that location. Oh, I don't have line of sight past the pipe to punch him. Is everybody on 8 already? Yeah, I guess there's no reason to punch him. Wow, we really do just like a tremendous amount of damage, huh? I think we can just pull. I'm very pleased with the way our build has worked out. All right. Unfortunately, this was not enough resources to get any more learning points. What of these do we want? It's hard to imagine using most of them, so I think the Ranger Automaton 2 is like unlikely, but more likely, I think, than any of the other things here to see some use. Yeah, that's what I am, an angel. All right, we've bumped up to the next level of reputation. So what happens now? Aha, knew it. So, no sign of the apparition? Nothing. I've been meaning to talk to you. What? Look, I know we haven't exactly been seeing eye to eye. That our views on transposition don't really align. And that's not something I'm willing to change. But I'm tired of looking at them with disdain, those who get transposed. I guess the kid kind of opened my eyes here. Maybe it's just not that simple. You think? Simple doesn't begin to describe it. Look, would you help me out? You know I'm here if you need to talk. No, would you transpose me? What? I mean, dealer can operate the machine while I'm out. That is way beyond the point. What are you talking about? Just a short surface operation. Remove this contempt for those who choose transposition, so that empathy may take its place. No way, Pum. This isn't what you really want. What if I'm starting to hate Leo? What if I'm starting to hate you? What the hell is up with you? I'm asking for your help. Is this something you'd refuse your oldest friend? You didn't turn down Leo, he's just a kid. Where is this coming from? I need this. Iris, I need this. Right. Right? Right. Let's do it then. That's... Ooh. Like, a short surface operation has such an effect, like, the whole thing makes me really uncomfortable. Like, I'm at the point where any kind of transposition makes me really uncomfortable. Which is to say the fiction is doing its job, right? I don't like where this is going, because, like, now, you know, you've altered the way you feel about the thing. So now it's easier for you to make the choice you wouldn't make before, and that's... I think we're going to take an Oppress 2. I don't know what we're going to do with it just yet, but we're going to take it at least. We don't need another Intoxicate 1. Targets affected by a mark with a shield effect. I don't think that that's very interesting. Yeah, okay. None of the rest of this stuff is very interesting. We should remember to claim our new things. We did not get a new point. And I guess it's time to, yeah. If you cut out somebody's ability to object to a thing they find immoral, isn't it, okay. I do not like it. We've known each other forever, Iris. You'll know what's right. I trust you. And so should you. I mean, she's right that if we actually hold the positions we say we hold, it would be very difficult to refuse her this. But I'm very uncomfortable with it. Iris, I'm sure, is less uncomfortable with it. There's a really, really wide gap between my feelings about the situation and the feelings of our protagonist. And that friction is really interesting. They're making good use of the interactive medium and the way that it makes you feel somewhat responsible for the main character's actions by putting forth a main character who has views on this subject that I think are somewhat unlikely to align with the audiences. I mean, there's certainly, I'm sure there are going to be some people who are broadly pro abscission, right? I think not the majority, but I don't know. I just know how I feel. How are you feeling? Scared. Like, don't worry. I've got you. I'm counting on you. I know. Just close your eyes. This will only take a moment. From your point of view. I'm a little worried about what happens if the bad thing shows up while we're in here. Deep in Pum's heart of hearts, and indeed, the UI is all fucky. I mean, that might just be because Pum's not here to steer us. Pum is unique, but has no traits. Okay. Thought you'd never show up. They both said it, sorry. Come to mess with your loved one's feelings again. We both know that's not true. I'm not touching Pum's mind. She figured you out. Did she? You manifest when I don't feel right about it. When actions and moral code diverge. And why would that be? Well, maybe you want to punish that. That? Lying, cowardice, hiding behind other people's decisions. The abdication of responsibility. I can't do it. When they both say it at the same time, I can only do one of them. The gates of hell opened the day people were dispensed from facing their own demons. Demons don't die. Ever. You learn to coexist, to negotiate with them. You transposers, you didn't trim the number of demons. You made people incapable of facing them. Where lies the border between helping and crippling? What gives me the right to draw that border? Well, if not you, then who? A desperate, broken patient begging for relief. Oh, but that'd be pretentious, right? Pretentious? Would that? I don't think that's right. Sometimes the grammar in English of the game is not 100%. I'm not sure if pretentious was the word he really wanted there. Believing in the superior accuracy of your own assessment over that of those in pain. Humility wielded as an excuse is just abandonment. Empathy as a way out is cold indifference. Kindness isn't kindness when it's the path of least resistance. It could be both. How do you know? You knew exactly when to stop then. You knew when the last transposition should have taken place. You felt it. With each new transposition, you knew you were hurting him instead. But you kept going until he was utterly ruined. Just on the off chance that you might be wrong. So this makes me think more that this is a projection of Iris, because that is very much the way self-doubt sounds, right? What if I was wrong? You never tried to evaluate whether you might be. You just assumed you were, leaving your son to his own self-destructive devices. That's right. I'd rather let people be consumed by their own mistakes than risk hurting them with my own. Self-centered dread in the guise of understanding. No more. I won't let my fear of being accountable hurt anyone else. I won't let you hurt anyone else. This has not gone all that well in the past. We'll see. Oh, that's all of Pum's wants. Uh-oh. All that she is, everything she's ever done, crystallized within a dense set of complex goals and guides. Entirely unique, utterly fragile, heartwarmingly beautiful. Wants are the stuff of life. Humanity in a nutshell. Okay, so remember I was talking a little bit about not being entirely sure what the sort of like the authorial voice thought about making people wantless, because there certainly are human philosophies, and I'm not an expert on like Buddhism or anything. I don't want to say like, hey, this is what these people believe, but there certainly are human philosophies that have the idea that like desire is a source of pain, and that it is improving your life to banish at least some kinds of desire from it. And you can see how this thing like exists on the same spectrum as some things that people actually believe. So I wasn't certain that the authors were in the same place as I was with like being very uncomfortable with the idea of removing wants, but this does seem to clarify that somewhat. Okay, so Pum's wants need protecting and bless their surroundings. And error in fortune. Error indeed. The anomaly, the neural manifestation that travels across minds, blessed with sentient free will and knowledge on par with that of a complete human mind. What is it exactly? And more importantly, how does one stop it? Yeah, let's see if we can figure that out. Like I said, it hasn't gone so well in the past. Very high damage of all types and inflicts a stack of darkness. But it does take 3 AP to cast. Alright, I'm gonna set this up. Maybe also put out the rogue and then just end the turn. Oh, you have a free teleport. That's fun. Okay, cull those close. Let's put up a ranger. Move in. And I was gonna do the buckler thing, but you know what? Let me throw up the mark. I want to make sure that I'm in position to receive these barriers. I guess I definitely was getting it before. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Oh. No, it was bad. Right, because the totem itself does not get the barrier. Okay. No reason not to lay down a bombardier. And then I am teleporting over to honesty range. I mean, I want to be a little bit careful. Oh, you know what? Knowing that he's doing this, I should have put up the buckler in place there. That feels silly. Because the ranger's going to need it more than the rogue does. All right, well, we're getting some decent damage in here. Getting some debuffs. Yep. Oh, it turns out it wouldn't have mattered. Okay, and the shield did help a little bit. Okay, I can't resummon the others yet, but I can reapply the mark, which I guess I'll do. And a little bit of this, and then step myself into the honesty zone. I mean, we're doing pretty okay damage, but also it's early in the fight yet. Okay, clears the darkness. That's neat. Okay. So there's an attack that targets the column and row that I am in. That's very important to remember. I'm going to put this down in a spot where it's not going to accidentally hit Pum's once. I think it's going all the way back here. And then I'm going to move... Yeah, I can't quite make it to the abandoned. Wow, that is a lot of HP. Beyond regret lies a silent, unending expanse. At this final stop, suffering turns quiet. Beauty and horror become indistinguishable. To the psyche, it is akin to entropy. Alright, what's going to be the best spot to stand here? Because I would like to get the barrier. I guess I'll stand here. That does put me in the same column as the, as this guy, which might not be great. Okay, he moved. Never mind. We're good. Ooh. Well, that's killed me. Yeah, please. Please, Onk. This is pretty rough. Would like to put the rogue down in a place where it's going to get barrier. No, it being able to focus on the enemy is probably more important. With the ranger, we can do both. It can hit the abandoned from there. And then sadly, I can't get close enough to make much else happen this turn. Teleport feels like a waste. I guess if I just end turn right now, he can't reality scratch me more than once, and I think I survive one. Oh yeah, I definitely survived one. Because I got this barrier. Okay, that's not great. Okay, so this is the time for murders. First things first, I'm going to die if I don't do this. Flashing arrow to here allows us to mark you. The wound, probably not super relevant. And then also punch you in the face. Alright, go for it, everybody. With the markup, we should hopefully tear through this thing pretty quickly. I am just outside of barrier range. That's a shame. Okay, we're not quite through its health bar, but we're actually really close. Must you? Okay. There's a lot of damage. It is hard to make it through this. let me step here. Buckler. Apply some pain and then just like try to get out of the way. I don't quite make it into honesty range, but honestly, I think that's probably not. No, it's a big deal. That actually really sucks that I'm going to miss out on that. All right, I'm going to move once. Because that gives all of my summons full AP, but leaves the boss at 6. Gosh, do I actually have to win this? This seems very bad. I can't tell if this is a lose it on purpose type fight or not, you know? I have an Ankh. Let's try it. And that is our last point of awareness, so... Okay, don't get to summon my ranger again until next turn. I mean, I definitely want to apply the bark, right? So I guess we'll step over here. Mark you. Reapply some effects. Our summons are certainly doing the thing, and they're doing it as hard as they can. But it does feel insufficient. The question is this so insufficient that I think it means we couldn't get there? If I'm honest, it feels like that's the case to me. This feels like too much power. So I need to be far away from everybody. But this thing's gonna do damage to me, right? Like, am I dead? I'm just dead, right? I think. So let's summon you back here. Do I want to resummon the rod? I think the answer is yes. I want to put it down in a slightly more relevant position. And then we just teleport as far away as possible so as not to allow others to be harmed in the cull those close. Maybe he's vulnerable to stun or something. Oh, right, no, that's this attack. Shoot. Well, it kills me anyway, so it doesn't matter what it does to everybody else. I must end the operation, which does what? That feels like a thing where you're expected to fail. Okay, well, she seems to still be... I mean, her wants didn't get exploded, right? That feels like it's encouraging that we're able to do more work to him, but it feels like a thing where you're supposed to fail. I think the math is still too difficult. Okay. We researched abilities. That's good. That'll help for the future. Intoxicate 1, not so exciting. 4-0 and 5-0 are kind of interesting. Yeah, maybe. It's interesting that the barrier effect is so low value. I guess that means our other one is really bad too, doesn't it? Yeah, our other one is literally the lowest value on the lowest tier. That's wild. I think I will take this. I think we should have a decontaminate as well, and we don't currently. And then, like, do I want to grab this? We're not currently in a high fear damage build, but this would be a pretty nice thing to have if we did end up refocusing. Although I think if we ended up refocusing really hard, it would probably be through guilt damage, because that's what the poisons deal, or grief damage rather. Yeah, we'll skip that for now. So okay, it is just try again. So we are supposed to be able to, oh boy, I don't know if we can do this. I guess we lost the ranger several times there. It was like everybody except the ranger was still up, and the ranger does deal way more damage than any of the others. So maybe I can pull it off if we manage that a little bit better. All right, I'm gonna take a look at our situation, see how much more power we can squeeze in. I know we have a little bit of discipline cap now. We've leveled up a couple of times, so I might be able to get some more effects on something. We might be able to figure out a way to make this work. So that's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, we are going to figure out how to survive combat with that incredible bastard. And we'll see you then.